So, if you know me pretty well, you know I love to ponder on things that can help us grow as humans, because each human is an individual. And I think as we expand our consciousness, we start to not only understand that each human is an individual, but we start to feel. So, here are my next thoughts on what I think is our next step of evolution as humanity, which it is the expansion of our consciousness. And with that comes higher awareness, and then with that comes solutions past our primal issues. Once we get past our primal issues, I feel like that's our next level of consciousness. Like, that's our next step of evolution, is to basically figure out that we are all one species experiencing a third dimensional reality. Like, what's happening is things are hitting our senses of this human flesh, and the way we were taught and brought up, then we get to interpret that reality through that. But now, basically what I'm saying, it is up to each individual, each person, to figure that out for themselves. And that's why these past religions or educational institutions, they want you to get their diploma. They want you to become a Catholic. They want you to become a born-again Christian or Baptist. What I'm trying to say is, each institution actually wants to help. We want to preach love. We want somebody to get their diploma because that means they went through a certain steps of discipline or skills and gain knowledge, and then they earn it. We all want that for sure, right? We all can agree on that. But my point is, I think we can bypass all that if we really want to help each human, and we teach the basics to being human, like our biology, what happens in our mind when we have a negative thought, what's releasing in our brain. If we start teaching people that, and we actually put into practice to try to know more of ourselves before we hop into these individual institutions, for example, like the Church in Scientology or any man, it don't matter. I'm just using those as an example. It don't matter. You can put any institution in there. You can put any high school, any university. What I'm trying to say is it not? So I'll go ahead and get to the point. My point is, so if all these individual institutions, they want you to get a diploma, they want you to become a Catholic, they want you to become a Christian, and like if each organization really cared, I'm not saying that they don't care, but I'm saying if they really cared for the individual's needs and wants, wouldn't it be better to self-empower each individual, and then let them get to know themselves and let them figure out what would they like to do best? You see, what I've noticed is institutions exist and they want you to get with them so they can grow, not necessarily the individual. That's where my issue comes. And as a businessman, that's one of my struggles, is doing business and still doing what's right for the customer, which you should always do that. You know what I mean? But as I learn, I'm in the food business. As I learn the ingredients, the way you grow crops matter, what you spray on them, as my consciousness expands, I'm like, holy fuck, I need to get better ingredients. And then not only that, most people are unaware of that. And as I get better ingredients, the price goes up. I have to go up, and now my business takes a hit. So I'm trying to do business more consciously, because I'm learning from these other institutions that they're still a business, but they are trying to grow, but not help the individual grow. So my thing is, wouldn't it would be best to build a business that helps each individual grow and helps the business grow too. That's just on the business aspect. On the personal aspect of each individual, they might not even want to work for money no more. You don't know. Each individual has their own mind, their own world. So my thing that I'm trying to conclude is it not best to teach each individual how they can empower themselves and then get to know themselves a little bit better? So it'll be self-empowerment. The knowledge of self is self-empowerment. And wouldn't that be the ideal solution to help humanity? Of course, we should have school, but what if somebody isn't happy with school and they're happier just becoming a welder and they learn everything through hands-on? I don't know, just a little thought process. I ain't really thought it through. It's just a little thought process.